Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. I welcome you all in this wonderful podcast. Today, we're going to talk about on a legend. I can say we are going to talk about one of the greatest leaders of our country. And today, I'm going to ask few questions to Mr. Abdullah sir, and he is going to answer me. First of all, I welcome you in this podcast.
First of all, thank you so much, Shafak, and thank you so much, everyone, and Jai Hind to all of you, because we are going to talk about one of the leaders who actually served as the governor of RBI, as the finance minister of India, as the chief advisor of the prime minister, as the two terms prime minister of India, and we lost him just previous day. So this was a big loss, we can say, and 26th of December was actually a dark day of our country and nation. But yes, anyway, everybody who comes to this earth, they have to go, or he or she has to go. But today we are going to talk about Dr. Manmohan Singh, late Dr. Manmohan Singh, or we can say honorable and respected late Dr. Manmohan Singh, because he actually shows us the right path to walk. He shows us, he tells us that how to survive at any cost. He guides us for just, from being introvert to being a visionary and far-sighted personality. He tells us that taking birth, being born in Gah village in the Pakistan, after separation moved to Punjab, studying from light lamp, going far and far, covering far and far distance to being the Prime Minister of India. This was not a small journey. This was not an easy journey, but this was journey full of fox walk, full of, struggles, full of problems, full of challenges, but he proved it. And today that's why in 2009, Barack Hussein Obama said that when Dr. Manmohan Singh speaks, the world listens with silence. Please, Shafak.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm so glad to talk about him. I'm very honored to just discuss about him. One of the greatest legend, I can say. I love him. I will learn from him, actually. And today I'm going to ask few questions to you. I have written some questions.
Please.
So my first question is that I just want to know about something Manmohan Singh ji.
See, first of all, when you talk about Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, so as we know, he was the Rajya Sabha member.
Yes.
He was in the Finance Commission. He was, like the person behind so many reforms, so many challenges, so many great steps, so many great executions, implementation. He was, after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he was the first personality to hold the office for 2 terms again and again, for 5 years, again 5 years. It means that from 2004 to 2009, again 2009 to 2014, a great achievement, because he was a deserving personality. And if I talk about Dr. Manmohan Singh, one of the interesting fact, I went through his studies and research and survey, that where his daughter confessed and described about him or revealed about him that he was enrolled by his father. He was enrolled for the medicine study, or for the study of medicines, but he gave it up and he quit it because he was not interested in that, and he was interested somewhere in finance, economics, right, banking, and these things. And really he proved that he was really deserving personality regarding economics, where he also achieved and received the Adam Smith Award from the Cambridge University in 1956. I think it was a great achievement that Dr. Manmohan Singh received and got. And he also has achieved Padma Vibhushan Award, one of the second honorary or the biggest honor of the country and of the nation of India.
As we know that in 1932, on 26 September, he was born, and in 1991, he became the finance minister of India. But before becoming the finance minister of India in 1991, there was a lot of crises were going on in our country. But after becoming the finance minister of India in 1991, how did he solve that crisis?
See, first of all, when he just came, or when he became the finance minister of India, there were so many crises, challenges, right? So many narrow circumstances. But He proved because he came with reforms. He did not come with a big long lecture
Right.
rallies. He did not come with so many conferences, conference addressing. He just came with the reform. He came with reforms. That's why he gave a statement, and the statement, I remember, the statement was like, I am not hard-headed person. I am not hard-headed person, but I am soft-spoken and soft-hearted person because I don't want to be hard-headed person for my society people, my country people. I want to be soft-spoken, soft-thinking, soft-hearted person for my people. And that's why he's called the finance minister of marginalized people, the finance minister of poor section, the finance minister of those people who were underprivileged, right? Who was not having the privilege, and that's why he's regarded as the best finance minister of the India, of the country, in the history of Indian politics and finance ministry.
Absolutely right. That's why he called the architect India's economic
Architect
liberalization.
of it, in exactly, you highlighted one of the greatest point, actually, that is liberalization, I could say, right? And actually it is a sad moment for us, but somehow we could be happy, we could feel this joy and happiness that what he has given us, if we are the citizens of India, what he has given us, right? He is really called the architect of India's economy liberalization because he liberalized the economy of India. He did not reserve the Indian economy. See, try to understand what I'm trying to say. He did not reserve the Indian economy just for this section only, for business people or for entrepreneurs, but he was a kind of far-seeing person or a visionary personality who just worked for each and every citizen and each and every person living in the country.
Absolutely right. So my question is to you, what are the key changes he made to open India's economic to the world?
See, first of all, he just took Indian economy or India's economy to the international level, IMF or WTO or some of or international organization, and also we can say the superpower country, which is America. So he also dealt with W. Bush, all right, and so there were many deals that he did under his tenure, under his time, under his mentorship and guidance. So he somehow proved and took India to the next level, took India to the exactly international level where he just stood India in terms of economic growth or economical growth. He took it to the next level. I could say that. That's why he played a vital role for Indian economy.
He never actually thought about himself
Yes,
only.
yes.
He always think about the people of our country.
Now I remember one thing, like his former security guard
Yeah.
was giving an interview. So I just heard that interview, and he said that Dr. Manmohan Singh was really a soft-spoken and soft personality. As we know, as sometimes it is also he used to be criticized like, oh, he does not speak, he's an accidental prime minister, he's a kind of a robot that he does not speak, he always is silent. But he was very soft-spoken, soft-thinking personality. His bodyguard even confessed, his security guard even confessed, and sometimes his family were also very, sometimes, not always, his family were very soft spoken, and sometimes his daughter even used to come with the saucer and with the cup of tea, and like security guard was amazed to see that how cultural they are,
Yes.
how traditional they are, how soft they are, and it is the beauty, or it was the beauty of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. So I want to ask you that what was the Manmohan Singh ji leadership style as Prime Minister of India?
So as the Prime Minister of India, first of all, I can say that he was always a visionary personality, and when he just was choose first, I felt very shocked when I just went through the news and detailing. So he could not win the Lok Sabha election. Apart from losing the Lok Sabha election by being a Rajya Sabha member, upper house body member, he was chosen to be the Prime Minister of India, but not only one time, but two times, right? Two times continuously. So why this? The House, why the ministers, why the MPs, member of parliament chose him as the Prime Minister of India? Because they saw the quality, the deservedness, the capability, the ability, the strength, the power, and the great psyches behind running a country. Because it's okay he was silent, it's okay he was not that much extrovert, but it was great and absolutely okay because he had so many thoughts in his mind. Yes. And he was a thinking personality. He was an executing personality, and he was actually far sight personality, I can say.
Absolutely. Multi talented person.
Yes.
Yes. He was so generous, actually.
He was generous, he was gentle.
Yes. So now I would like to ask you, how did Manmohan Singh ji contribute to India's reputation on the global stage?
See, global stage, first of all, if I just talk about the history creating year, I could say that first of all, it was 1991.
Yes.
And if he were not a deserving personality, how could he be at that tenure? How could he be the chief advisor of the prime minister? How could he be in the commissions? How could he be the governor of RBI? How could he be the finance minister of India in 1991? How could he be the prime minister of India in 2004? How could he be again the prime minister of India in 2009? So under his tenure or under his leadership, he gave a recognition of India. He took India to as the emerging nation, emerging country in terms of economy, in terms of growth, in terms of sustainability, in terms of retention, in terms of educational growth. And the biggest important point I would like to highlight here, that RTE Act, Right to Education Act.
Yes.
Why am I highlighting this point? Because our country and nation and every country just depends on educational system. Education is the foundation. Education is the real power. Education is the weapon. Education is the most powerful thing. And just he was Dr. Manmohan Singh, apart from being so much criticized, opposed, even the party was backing, it just went against him. A lot of things happened with him. A lot of misconceptions happened with him, but he was the man behind implementing the RTE Act. And now through RTE Act, actually, education system is spreading or has spreaded in the world, and all the children have right to take education free of cost just because of the implementation and execution of Dr. Manmohan Singh, I could say, through RTE Act.
Yes, absolutely. He was upgrading that act, actually.
Yes, yes.
So now I would like to ask you, what made Manmohan Singh ji different from the other political leaders?
See, here I would not like to compare, but I would like to say about his legacy, that what he left behind him, what he left in this country. I can say that he really did so many things which was impossible to be thought, which was opposed, right? And I just mentioned that the party which was in the party of the Dr. Manmohan Singh, like that party even backed up, no, we are not going to support this because this can be or this could be a failure. All right, but he just did it. He just did so many Samman things for girls' education, for girls' safety. And so these legacies make him always different and differ him than the other politicians. And he received award like Adam Smith Award. I could just say that Manrega, he worked for Manrega, one of the greatest scheme. I could say that he worked for Manrega, where he just encouraged to those people who were marginalized and who were poor. I could say that these things were the greatest steps.
So one thing I would like to ask you, so that is, what lesson can be learned from his handling of the 1991 economic crisis for today's economic challenges?
The lesson is very simple. See, because if you can really think in a proper way, for example, taxing.
Yes.
Levying taxes, right? Maintaining the taxes, right? Construction of welfare, how to divide those bills, how to divide the taxes, right? How to just, just take contributions of each and every one, right? Because if we talk about India or nation, right, 1.4 billion is the population of the nation. But if you just only take your India to depend on the only one section of the society, or business people, or billionaires, or somewhere millionaires, or somewhere entrepreneurs, or somewhere educationists, you cannot do that. You have to take your country and make each and every citizen responsible for upgrading and updating the country and the nation. Now, he encouraged the girls' education, right to education. If there is the population 45, suppose 45% is the population of the girls, and if girls are not taking education, if due to some halat situations, conditions, they're not able to take education, if 45% of the countries or the nation's population is underprivileged or undeveloped or uneducated, what will be with the country, what will be with the nation? It can never grow. So Dr. Manmohan Singh highlighted these things, that take education, be educated through RTE Act, through these schemes, that scheme. These were great achievements, I can say.
Absolutely right. He did a lot of things for
Yes,
people,
exactly.
the citizens of India. Thank you so much. We should thank him actually.
Yeah, we should thank him.
Yes, we should. And now I would like to ask you, how did his leadership style, known for being soft spoken and humble, shape perception of Indian politics?
See, first of all, as I mentioned, that he was shy since childhood. His personality was introvert personality, right? But again, I said sometimes it is a great lesson to we learn and to be taught to our children, to teach to our children, our students, that he was introvert, but he was quite extrovert. He was introvert, but he was quite extrovert.
Extrovert.
He was less outspoken, but he was out of the box thinking personality, right? So he thought a lot, he thought great, he thought futuristic things, he thought visionary things, and these are my statements.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to know about him. What are the major challenges faced by his government during his second terms as Prime Minister, and how did he address?
See, many things were there. Like he was criticized for so many reforms. He was criticized for so many acts. He was criticized for his leadership. He was criticized that he was called a kind of turncoat. He was called a kind of acting on tone. A lot of things, a lot of misconceptions were against him. But when he just stepped down of the prime ministerial seat, the people again remembered and again reminded to all the people that yes, he was the person who thought something different, something unique, and he was educated. Because once there was a country's meeting in San Francisco, or I don't remember the country's name. So he was invited there, and he was honored the best or the most educated prime minister of the country. So he was one of the most educated, and he faced so many challenges, and he overcame the challenges without any fear.
Okay. So now I would like to ask about his legacy. What is the Manmohan Singh ji lasting legacy in Indian politics and economic, and how is viewed today?
Simple legacy. I just mentioned RT Act, Manrega Act, achievement. These are legacies of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
These are the legacies. So how can we see it in today's world, according to you?
These are working now. Children are taking education
Yes.
under the RT Act. So these are the legacies, Manrega. These are
Yes.
the legacies of Dr. Manmohan Singh. We can never forget.
Thank you. So now I would like to ask one question, but I would like to know that there are two person but he's the single one, but he's balancing the both. So how did he balance his role as an economist and politician during his time in power?
He I can say that he served as the best economist, as the best finance minister, and also as the best prime minister, right? So he knew it, because he was a diverse personality. He developed himself holistically. So he knew he was a visionary. So we cannot doubt on his mentorship or on his handling things, right? Because we are very small people. Even we handle a small office, we say, oh, we are handling the big billions on all big companies. We cannot raise any question on his handling and all that. These things. He was great. Yes.
Okay. So last question is that what role he did play in strengthening India's global economic standing during his tenure?
Again, you are asking, I think I repeated the question. The question, yes, economy we have already discussed on. So, but I would like to again just give you the answer. The answer is very simple, that he just liberalized the Indian economy. He just highlighted Indian economy. He just took Indian economy to the next level. He just internationalized the Indian economy, and he worked for the welfare of Indian economy. And so many things he did. But I would like to say to all, and I would like to say to you as well, because we should remember his duties. We should remember his dedications, his selfless works for the country and for the nation. What he did just to reform, just to change, just to transform the nation. What he did, we should never forget, and we should always remember, and we should teach to our children as well, youths as well, and the students as well.
Yes, he was the multi-talented, multitasking person. He was the greatest leaders of our country, I can say. So we should remember him. And thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you, everyone. Jai Hind.